Um, I'm in labor, and my husband and I are waiting to be checked in at labor and delivery. And as we're sitting in the little beige waiting room, the elevator across from us dings, and the doors slide open, and out walks Marcia. And she's wearing blue scrubs, and she strides right past us up to the front desk of labor and delivery, and she punches her little time card in the little time clock on the wall, and off she goes through the double doors into labor and delivery. And I'm mid-contraction, so I'm gritting my teeth, but I'm also elbowing my husband. I'm like, did you see who just clocked into work here? Because Marcia is on a very short list of people I hoped to never see again. And I really hope to never see her again. And it had been years since I had seen her. And somewhere along the line, I think someone told me she was an instrument technician at this hospital. And they may have even mentioned labor and delivery, but I'd forgotten. So this was not a great surprise. And I guess I should go back and explain how Marcia ended up on the very short list of people I hope to never see again. And here's the thing, if you decide to fall in love with your boss and date him, and he's the owner of the small company that you work for, and you decide to disclose this to HR and the other 50 employees, you should expect some backlash. And we expected some backlash. And if there's anything that I've learned in my almost 40 years on this planet, it's that you should never underestimate people's ability to care way too much and have way too many opinions about shit that does not concern them at all and really has no impact on them. And that's what happened. And I expected it. I expected some people to be nasty. I didn't expect it from Marcia. We were not just work friends, we were friends. We had met at work, but we played on the same dodgeball team. She often watched my dog when I went away. I had even recently convinced her to join my gym so we could work out in the morning before work. And she, around that time, found a new job and therefore did an exit interview. And during that exit interview, said some really horrible, really nasty, really untrue things about me. And I don't know how she thought I wasn't going to find out. My boyfriend was the owner of the company, who obviously got a copy of every exit interview transcript. And normally he wouldn't have told me anything about it, but when he read what she said, and he knew that I thought of her as one of my closest friends, he had to tell me. And honestly, I didn't believe him. And so I started asking around some of my other friends at work, and as I asked around, it slowly came out that she'd been saying some pretty nasty, pretty untrue things about me behind my back to other people as well. And this sent me into a little bit of a spiral because while there were people who were being nasty and horrible, there's also a solid group of people who were being super supportive and so happy we'd found love and really there for us. And she had been one of those people to my face. And so suddenly I'm thinking, are these other people also saying these horrible, nasty things about me behind my back? And it sent me into this kind of spiral. But I moved past it. I got past it. She moved on to her other job, and I married that boss, and I got pregnant. And years later, I was sitting in labor in the waiting room as Marcia walked by into a shift at work. And honestly, I wasn't that worried about it. I was not expecting to need complicated instruments. My baby was head down. I was here for normal delivery. I'd gone to all my hypnobirthing classes. I'd spent the ride to the hospital listening to my mantras and breathing. My body was going to do what it was designed to do, and it didn't. My body absolutely didn't do what it was designed to do. And about the third or fourth time that a team of doctors and nurses rushed into my delivery room at the sound of alarms and exchanged panic looks, they convinced us that we should opt for what I recently heard on TikTok referred to as a baby evacuation via sunroof. And they wheeled me down the hallway to an operating room for an emergency C-section. And in that operating room was a team of doctors and nurses for me, and a team of doctors and nurses for the baby, and a team of instrument technicians, including Marcia. And listen, at the time, I didn't care. I just wanted my baby out and here and healthy, and it didn't matter. But at this hospital, when you deliver via C-section, everyone in that operating room, all those doctors, all those nurses, all those instrument technicians, they sing happy birthday to the baby when it's born, which is how, to this day, I have a recording on my phone of someone I hoped to never see again singing happy birthday to my son when he was 1 minute old. Thank you.